Yo, what's good guys, it's Skills. In today's video got you back with another 7 deadly sins we're gonna cross this video. As you can see in the title and in the thumbnail, this is the Merlin boss guide. So this is on GC database. You can check it in the description below. Shout out to the website and the person who actually makes this. I'll leave everything in the link in the description. Basically it's gonna be a guide on what to do for Merlin. So as you can see, there's key units for this part, and then as well as specific teams that you could possibly run that can help out a lot more. So as you can tell, Gother is on here. Gother is literally one of the best units to have in anything, honestly. It's crazy because Gother is amazing. Then you can see main units like King, Arthur, Escanor, Helbram, SR Elizabeth, which is kind of crazy because it's an SR, but then Hauser as well. So possible teams. So the first team you can see is going to be Gother. Gother is great on every single team. So as you can see, Gother is used to be for ranking up other unit skills and the AoE ult to reduce the ultimate gauge of all enemies. Perfect. So you can see he's there for support, to support these two units, whichever one you're using, because that's what he's for. But as well as he can also steal ultimate attacks for 2 turns or 1 turn or 2 turns depending on the stars that you have on the actual attack itself. Then you have King. So you can see, let's just say we use King or this possible team. King is good for healing and attacking. So King provides extra healing on his second skill and Cure, which is at the start of every turn restores 60% of the HP healed. Or the healed HP, and together with the passive healing from Elizabeth on the sub slot. As you can tell, Elizabeth is there for the 4th slot in the actual party itself. You will not be using her because she won't be coming out in the game, hopefully, like in the battle, hopefully, if these don't die. But she's good because she actually gives 10% extra HP every turn with her passive. So it's really good because that can at least help you survive the rounds. So she's there for that. You will be able to gain a fair amount of HP after every turn. His passive, which cleanses himself at the start of every turn, also comes in helpful. In phase 1, he will be immune to the poison effect from the illusions, the 2 magician women's on the side of the Merlin boss. In phase 2, King will be immune to the freeze effect from Merlin's boss. So that's what's the good thing about him, because he also can do a good amount of damage since he is an attack all unit. So if you attack everyone, at least you can actually get rid of the Merlin illusions. Then the good thing about this unit is that this unit's ultimate gauge is increased by 2 after he uses a specific like rank 3 or rank 2 does ultimate gauge by 1. So he can get ultimate out pretty fast if you can get this done, which if you have Gother, it's possible pretty fast. So then Gother and King are the main 2 units you could use on this specific team. Escanor is literally there just for attack. You can see Escanor is a top tier DPS for the Merlin boss. His second skill, Cruel Sun, will remove the buffs from a single target, specifically her shield. When he has max ultimate gauges, he will be immune to debuffs from the illusions in phase 1 and freeze from Merlin in phase 2. So Escanor is a top tier unit for this just because he does a lot of damage, and then his Cruel Sun can do the debuffs. So always have Escanor on the team if possible, if you have him. So then one thing about Arthur. So Arthur is really good because he actually can give your attack boost on all your allies. So that's really good for him. But Arthur is a great buffer and immunity provider. The immunity to debuffs will allow your units to be immune to poison effect and takes less damage from the weakness damage subsequently in phase 1. In phase 2, Merlin's freeze will also not work if there's an immunity buff in place. On top of the immunity, he also provides extra attack, defense, and HP to all allies, allowing more survivability and damage output to be done to Merlin. So Arthur is an all-around great unit for this part. So as you can see, we can actually go ahead and use him in an actual team. So that's why he's one of the better units for this game itself. Then you have, of course, we already talked about Escanor. Then you have Helbram. So Helbram, he is the last one there. So Helbram as well, he does good things. Like, for example, he can actually take out a lot of, he can do a lot of damage. That's one thing. So you can see he hits hard on rank 3, by the way. Escanor is harder, though. But he's a pretty good attack if you have, good gear on him. But Helbram takes away Merlin's ultimate gauges on his first skill. His ult also removes buffs from all targets. So if we actually go to Helbram and look at him, so you can see his 1-star, 2-star, 3 stars here. So if you used to do a 2-star or 3-star, he inflicts 300 of this unit's attack to a single enemy, reduce the target's ultimate gauge by 1, or by 3 for rank 3. as well as his Stone Needle. This is what would petrify, but I don't think you can petrify in this one. So you can see he petrifies and does a good amount of attack as well. So you can keep on doing those kinds of like damage for him. And then his ultimate itself does a lot of attack, and then as well as removes all buffs and stances. And then with having, you know, Helbram on the team, a good thing about it is that this, depending on how this goes, increases units' base attack stats by 5% for each surviving ally. So if you have all 3 on your team that are still surviving, you're going to be having a good boost from Helbram. So Helbram is very, very good for this, but of course Escanor does a lot of damage as well. We can have both of them on the same team. Now that's the good thing about this unit, so you can keep him on the team as well, and of course run Escanor with them. But then you also have Elizabeth. So no one really thought Elizabeth would be good for anything other than story mode, but Elizabeth is very good for this, just because one, she gives the extra 10% boost as well on health. So Elizabeth's only duty is for her to be on the sub slot and perform passive healing from her passive. 10% healing each turn is great for survivability. So as you can see, her passive is amazing for this part. And then as well as Hauser, you can see Hauser has a full AoE kit, therefore he will be able to damage the illusions as well as Merlin at the same time. Now one thing to note is that one of Merlin's passives in phase 1 is that for each illusion defeated, she will have minus 40% defense. So if you can take out the illusions on the first round, then you can actually just defeat Merlin really quickly. But you wanna actually attack the first, like the actual Merlin on phase 1. So it will be considerably easier to damage Merlin if you killed all the illusions on the side, so it'd be easier for you. But you can attack the actual Merlin, the first Merlin in phase 1. That goes for phase 2, but instead of minus 40% defense, Merlin will have minus 40% HP for each illusion defeated. So defense on the first phase, actual HP on the second phase. So super good to know. And then a couple tips. So you can see, do aim for Merlin herself in phase 1 if you're running single target DPS, for example Escanor. Then in phase 2, focus on killing the illusions at the side before targeting Merlin herself. Do not bring in units with weakness attacks such as Red Nunchuck Bond, because Merlin and the illusions are immune to debuffs. Do not bring in a blue unit, as Merlin deals 300% more damage to blue units. So blue Demon Melee, gone. Red Demon Melee, still gone. They don't do good at all. Do not bring in a Demon Clan unit, as Merlin deals 300% more damage to demon units. Do not use units with counter, as Merlin takes 80% less damage from counters. So you can see that is super helpful, just so you guys know how this stuff goes. And you can see Merlin's first phase attacks are right here, so you can pause the video so you can understand like what's about to happen, or like what she's going to do. So it's really good to know like how it's gonna go for her. And then you have like all the illusion skills for the left side and the right side, so you have an idea of what they're gonna do, so you can be ready for it. So you can pause the video here once you guys are good at reading it. I'm not gonna read all this part because it's a little too much to go over, just because there is a lot going on in here. So the second phase, of course, same thing. You can pause it right here to see how it is, and then continue on your battle against Merlin. So these are the main key units. Now these aren't the only units you can use, but it is a good amount of units that you can have on the team, because there are other units, like let's just say the Red Bond from the story mode. He's actually pretty good too, because he does what Helbram does, which Helbram gets rid of the ultimate gauge. So does the Red Bond as well, so it's super good. But you can see these are the main units you want to use for the Merlin. Currently, I have not been able to do the Hell version. I've only been able to do, I think, Hard. And I haven't tried Extreme just because I'm still leveling up my Arthur. And once I get him to level 80, then I'm going to try Extreme. And I'll probably make a video on it. But for Hell, I don't think I can do it at all. And hopefully you guys can figure out how to do it with these specific teams. And it is possible. It is very possible. Just have really good gear. Have all your units, well, all your units don't even have to be level 80, but try to do that as much as possible, just because you want to do it for the later on in the games as well. But that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you guys did enjoy what I had to say, drop a like onto today's video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. You guys want to see more 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, let me know in the comments below. And let me know as well if you guys have beaten Hell or Extreme already for the Merlin boss. Currently, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have not beaten the Extreme or Hell because I have not had time to do it, but I haven't even had time to grind for it. So once I do beat it, I'm gonna try to keep on doing it every day, honestly, just because it is good to have it, and having Merlin's costume will be very good for the Merlins you have as well. But you can see this team is actually pretty good. You have 4 specific teams you can try out, and there are other units you can try, but this is a very good team to try running as well. So I'm gonna try this Hauser team very soon. I'm gonna try the Arthur team as well, because I don't have this king, but I have Hellbrim, but I'm not gonna worry about getting Hellbrim up. But these are the main 2 teams I'm gonna try later on, and hopefully I can beat it. But that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.